You have gotten used to slow. Not by choice, by necessity. Slow became the rhythm of your life because everything you were waiting for moved at a pace that required you to make peace with patience or be destroyed by impatience. So you made peace with it. You learned to expect delay. You learned to manage your hope so it could survive long timelines without collapsing. You learned to celebrate small movements because the big ones were not arriving. I need to tell you something today that is going to require you to unlearn that rhythm. What is coming next is not slow. Stay with me until the end, because the specific nature of what is about to happen, the speed of it, the way it is going to catch even you off guard despite everything you have been believing for, is the part of this message you need most. Drop an amen in the comments right now if you have spent so long adjusting to slow movement that you almost forgot what fast movement feels like. Like this video because this word needs to reach every chosen one who is about to experience a pace of breakthrough they were not expecting. And subscribe to this channel because what is coming next in your life is going to move quickly and you need to be spiritually ready to keep up with it. Here is what I need you to understand about the season you have been in. The slowness was never God being slow. It was the necessary pace of construction. Foundations cannot be rushed. Character cannot be rushed. The deep internal work that has been happening in you, the healing, the maturing, the developing of capacities you did not have before, all of that required time, and no amount of impatience on your part was ever going to speed it up without compromising what it was producing. But there is a difference between the foundation phase and the release phase, and the foundation phase has a natural conclusion. When the foundation is complete, the pace of what happens next changes dramatically, because what comes after foundation is not more foundation, it is building, and building, once the foundation is set, moves at a completely different speed than the laying of the foundation did. You have been in the foundation phase for a long time, long enough that the pace of it became your expectation for how your entire life moves. But the foundation is finished, and what is coming next is the building phase, and building moves fast. Let me show you what fast actually looks like when God decides to move that way, because I want you to recognize it when it starts happening so you do not miss it by expecting the old slow pace to continue. It looks like multiple things shifting at once, instead of one thing shifting at a time. During the slow season, movement tended to come one piece at a time, a small breakthrough here, a minor shift there, spread out, spaced apart, requiring patience between each one. When God moves fast, that pattern changes. Multiple areas of your life begin shifting simultaneously. The relationship situation moves at the same time the financial situation moves. At the same time, the health situation moves. At the same time, the opportunity you had given up on suddenly reopens. Not because these things are coordinated by chance, but because the same hand that was slowly building the foundation underneath all of these areas is now releasing what was built in all of them at once. It looks like answers arriving faster than you can fully process them. There is a kind of breakthrough that arrives gently, with time to adjust, to process, to ease into the new reality. There is another kind that arrives in a way that requires you to catch up to what is happening, rather than gradually growing into it. What is coming for you is closer to the second kind. You are going to find yourself in situations where you have to make decisions quickly, where opportunities require fast response, where the speed of what is unfolding is going to ask you to trust your preparation rather than take time to deliberate the way the slow season trained you to. This is going to feel disorienting at first. Embrace the disorientation rather than resisting it. It is the disorientation of someone who has been walking for a long time and suddenly finds themselves running, not because something went wrong, but because the terrain finally opened up enough to allow for speed. It looks like the people around you noticing the change before you fully process it yourself. Sometimes the fastest movements are the ones we are too close to recognize while they are happening.
You will be in the middle of this acceleration, and the people around you, the ones who watched your slow season closely, are going to start commenting on how quickly things seem to be changing for you. Pay attention to that external recognition. It is often a more accurate measure of the pace of what is happening than your own internal sense, because you are inside the speed and they are watching it from outside. Drop an amen in the comments right now if you are ready for the slow season to end and the fast season to begin. Now, I want to address something important about how to receive a fast move from God, because there is a wrong way to respond to acceleration that you need to avoid. Do not panic when things start moving quickly. After a long, slow season, sudden speed can actually feel threatening rather than exciting. The nervous system gets used to a certain pace, and a dramatic change in that pace, even a good one, can trigger anxiety rather than joy. If you feel anxious when things start accelerating, recognize that anxiety for what it is, not a sign that something is wrong, a sign that you are simply adjusting to a new rhythm after a long time in a different one. Breathe through that adjustment rather than trying to slow things back down to the pace you got comfortable with. The slow pace was for the season that needed it. This season needs speed. Let it move at the speed it needs to move at. Do not assume fast means temporary. There is a misconception that things which arrive quickly are somehow less stable than things which arrive slowly. That is not necessarily true. Some of the most stable, lasting changes in a person's life arrive quickly once the long, slow foundation work underneath them is complete. The speed of the arrival does not determine the durability of what arrives. The foundation determines that, and your foundation has had a long time to be properly built. Do not try to manage every detail. When multiple things start moving at once, there is a temptation to try to control and manage every single piece of it, to make sure nothing goes wrong, to micromanage the acceleration out of fear that if you do not, something will be missed or mishandled. Resist that temptation. Part of trusting a fast move from God is trusting that He can coordinate multiple moving pieces better than you can. Stay present, stay responsive, but release the need to personally manage every detail of how this unfolds. Here is what I believe is coming specifically, and I want you to hold on to this. A door that has been closed for a long time is going to open suddenly without the extended negotiation or waiting period you expected. A relationship that felt stuck is going to find unexpected movement, either toward restoration or toward a clear and sudden release, either way bringing clarity faster than you anticipated. A financial situation that has felt stagnant is going to experience a shift that does not follow the typical gradual pattern you have grown accustomed to. An opportunity that you thought had passed you by is going to resurface in a form you did not expect, moving quickly enough that you'll need to respond without the luxury of extended deliberation. None of this is random. It is the natural result of a foundation that is finally finished setting, releasing the pace of construction that was always intended to follow it. I also want to speak to the fear that fast movement sometimes produces, the fear that says if it is moving this fast, surely it is too good to be true, surely there must be a catch, surely this cannot be real. That fear is understandable after a long, slow season, but it is not accurate. God does not move fast as a setup for disappointment. He moves fast when the foundation supports it, and your foundation supports it. The very thing that makes you suspicious of speed, the long season of slowness that taught you to expect difficulty rather than ease, is actually the evidence that this acceleration is legitimate. It is not arriving before its time. It is arriving exactly on time, after everything that needed to happen first has finished happening. Receive the speed without the suspicion. Let it move as fast as it is going to move. Trust the foundation that took so long to build.
Father, I come before you on behalf of every chosen one who has grown so accustomed to slow movement that they have almost forgotten what it feels like for things to move quickly. I thank you that the foundation phase is complete in their lives, that what was built slowly and carefully is now ready to support a pace of building that moves at a completely different speed. I declare that the acceleration beginning in their lives right now is legitimate, sustainable, and exactly on time. I declare that they will not be caught unprepared, but rather that their preparation through the slow season has equipped them perfectly to move at the speed that is coming. I declare that the disorientation of sudden movement will quickly give way to the joy of finally experiencing forward motion at the pace they have been praying for. What is coming will move fast, and it is going to be good. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. God is about to move so fast in your life that even you will be surprised by what He decided to do. Not because He was holding back before, because the foundation needed time, and that time is finished. What comes next moves at the speed of building rather than the speed of laying groundwork, and building, once the ground is ready, does not move slowly. Get ready for things to shift quickly, multiple areas at once, answers faster than you expect, people around you noticing the change before you have fully processed it yourself. You are not behind. You are right on schedule, standing at the exact moment when slow becomes fast, when waiting becomes movement, when foundation becomes structure. Like this video if you sense that the pace of your life is about to change. Share it with someone who has been in a slow season for a long time and needs to know that fast is coming. And drop an amen in the comments if you are ready for God to move quickly in your life. The foundation is finished. The building is about to begin.